Swing here.
Oh, hammer that.
Give me some of this over the triple block. Yes.
That guy's going to swing no matter where he is.
Ace, it's over. Welcome to Over the Top, your all-access view inside BYU men's volleyball. This is some synth that Steve recorded in his basement. I'm Jarom Jordan. He is Steve Vail. Show 2, they haven't cut this yet, so that's good news.
Yeah, seriously, I'm kind of like thinking this might be a little bit like my ability to commentate volleyball, every week. You guys sure you want me to come back? Okay, well, I'll be there. I'm on my way.
Here's the show lineup loaded. We'll recap last Saturday's win against UCLA, last night's win against Pepperdine, albeit in a weird sweep. We'll chat with the Flying Finn, Miki Jauhiainen. He'll teach us some Finnish. Steve's wow moments of the week, his 80s, 90s movie or TV show of the week as well. Where Are They Now? Featuring Ethan Watts, whose life is better than ours. And we'll chat with the head coach, Shawn Olmstead, about tonight's rematch with number 7 Pepperdine. So let's dive into it. Last Saturday, BYU bounces back from a Thursday night loss. Shocker with Will Stanley, the setter of the year last year in college volleyball, out. BYU sweeps UCLA. Then you get to last night, Steve. BYU sweeps Pepperdine, but it was 25-6 in set 1. I had never seen anything like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember watching a match that was so lopsided. It was really crazy to watch BYU play so good and then watch Pepperdine just kind of fade throughout that whole set as things just kept going BYU's way and nothing was going right for Pepperdine. Poor guys. And
then set 2 is 25-23. Set 3 is 28-26, where Pepperdine actually had a set point. BYU had 3 match points and got the sweep. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tonight because Pepperdine's a good team. BYU did retain its number 1 ranking, by the way, which is a bit of a surprise in the AVCA poll, number 2 in the media poll. But BYU had to hit 449 to get out with the sweep and 2 deuce sets.
Yeah, that's still an amazing hitting percentage. And the thing is BYU, man, when those guys, they're just like a well-oiled machine. They absolutely come out, and with everybody on the court and their same guys, they've been playing together for so long, they're just insane when they hook up and everything goes the way it should. And then, you get sets like we watched last night, which is just unfortunate for the other team, but incredible to watch.
Gabi Garcia-Fernandez continues to play at an just unearthly level. I mean, he hit 800 last week, and then he hit on Saturday, and then he hit 833 last night. No errors in his last 2 matches, and he's hitting 818 combined. I mean, that is just insane.
Yeah, it really is. And again, we talk about watching something that's going to be epic for years to come. We don't know yet if he's going to be the player of the week. I guess it'll depend on if he can hit 900 tonight.
I think he already won it. Honestly, I think he won it last night.
Right. I mean, how could you? With that many kills and 0 errors and such a high hitting percentage, yeah, he's got my vote.
And it's a win over number 7 Pepperdine. That's a rival that's perceived to be the second best team in the MPSF. We'll see how things shake out. That was a big win. Davide Gardini gets 13 kills, hits 417. And we aren't talking about him because it's half the number that Gabi Garcia-Fernandez had.
That's the thing, is it's as amazing as Davide Gardini is and how great his numbers are, he's still the second guy. He's like you got Michael Jordan and you've
Scottie
got Pippen right there, right?
Scottie Pippen was still a Hall of Famer.
Amazing, right. Just an amazing athlete. But, yeah, you're also on the same team with a dude that's going to go down in history.
I think Pippen and Gardini's bodies are actually crazy similar.
Probably.
Long arms. I think Gardini could have been a good small forward.
Isn't that crazy to think about? Jeez.
Then you talk about BYU getting it done from the service line with Felipe Jabrito Fajeda actually had 2 aces, which was pretty good for the middle blocker who's added that to his game as well. In the second set, Jacob Steele for Pepperdine had 8 kills, and Gabi Garcia-Fernandez had 7. Those are as good of kill numbers in a set as we've seen ever. That was very impressive.
Yeah, and you actually mentioned on the show last night that BYU had played I can't remember who they
USC.
played. It was the USC, and they were in set 5, and Taylor Sander had 8 kills of those 15 points to win that set, and that's where Jacob Steele was last night. And their loss, unfortunately for them, had 8 kills within 15 points, which is just nuts.
Okay, do you expect another sweep tonight against Pepperdine?
I've been thinking a little bit about that. I think when I look back on last Saturday's performance, BYU, when Will was there, and Will was maybe 65%, maybe, had just sprained his ankle that Monday. with him on the court, they were a different team. They had this mindset. Their goals were like just tattooed on their forehead, and they knew what they wanted to do, and they just mowed down UCLA. Last night, it was the same thing. I watched those guys come out, and they just absolutely took down a very good Pepperdine team and dismantled them in set one, but still able to get a 3-set sweep. So I don't know. I think I wouldn't be surprised if they swept again tonight.
Tattoos on the forehead. Maybe Post Malone will play in the Smith Fieldhouse tonight a little bit more. Okay, that's coming up tonight, 9 Eastern, number 1 BYU, number 7 Pepperdine on BYUtv. Okay, each week we're going to connect you with a former player in a segment called Where Are They Now? Today's guy was a baller in the very early days of the program, middle blocker Ethan Watts.
Hi, everyone. Ethan Watts here. I played volleyball at BYU from 1990 through 94 for the great coach Carl McGowan. And after BYU, I played on the Olympic team for a couple of years. I played professionally in Italy for a few years where I met my wife. And then we moved back to the United States where I went to law and business school. And now I've started my own law practice, and I've been living here in sunny San Diego for the past 20 years.
His life is better than ours. He's in San Diego. He's a lawyer. You can hear the beach there. That was nice.
Yeah, I was trying not to fall asleep listening to the sound of the waves just crashing. I love that sound. So, yeah, his life is definitely better than ours, which makes me a little sad, but I understand.
90 to 94, these were the pioneering days of BYU as an NCAA tournament or an NCAA team. BYU ends up winning the national title 10 years later. But Ethan Watts, number 1 in side-out hitting percentage, BYU history. Those players that played 90 to 2000, top 3 in all the blocking categories. He was legit, man.
Yeah, he is a huge human being as well. I mean, he played 90 to 94. I graduated high school in 88. So I remember I moved up here and I watched all those guys play. And Ethan played with some of my really good friends, you know, Hugh McCutcheon, Kevin Hambley, Jesse Gant, Scott Larkin, all those
Pat
guys.
Sinclair.
I mean, yeah, these guys, Pat Sinclair. I mean, these guys are absolute like heroes of mine, and it's so fun. It was great to see Ethan last night on the show with that little clip. Love the guy, amazing athlete. I'm so glad he's doing well.
Where are they now? He's on the beach. Okay, coming up, we'll chat with head coach Shawn Olmstead. We get to know the BYU middle blocker with a 4.0 GPA working on a master's degree, Miki Jauhiainen as well. This is Over the Top on BYU Radio. Welcome back to Over the Top. I'm Jarom Jordan with Steve Vail. It's not often BYU finds a player from Finland, but Miki Jauhiainen isn't just any player. He's in his 5th year with the program. He got married over the summer. He's perhaps the best student-athlete on campus, and he is in this week's Cougar Conversation. All right, Miki, how did you originally get on BYU's radar and vice versa?
So I was seeking out schools to come to from Finland, and I knew this coach who played at the University of Hawaii back in the day, and so I knew he had contacts. I think he coached at Pepperdine for a little bit as an assistant. So I just asked him to email whoever he knew, and one of the people he happened to be really good friends with, Lucas Labe, our old assistant coach. So I got in touch that way, and then BYU was really interested right away.
Had you heard of BYU?
No. Nope. I didn't know anything about anything.
Lucas, certainly with that European connection, I guess you kind of have to trust him at that point. Like, he's like, yeah, I played there. I'm an assistant there. It's going to be awesome, man. Yeah. And, like, I knew our national team head coach. I was told that he's really similar, like, coaching style. And I knew I liked our national team coach. So I was like, well, it's going to be awesome. And, yeah, it was really similar. So, how have you embraced BYU, and I guess how has BYU embraced you in a way the last 4 years? I guess this is your 5th year. You're an old man here.
Yeah, it's been a long time now. Time flies, huh? Everybody's been great to me, like, since the first day we had a game, I guess, because that's when people found out that I was here. But, yeah, just everybody's been friendly. The fans have been awesome. I've just kind of done my thing, like, just played volleyball, and people just kind of come to me. They're like, hey, you're awesome. I'm like, thanks, guys. You guys are awesome, too. But, yeah, nothing, like, crazy out of the ordinary, just awesome people.
You chose computer science as a major, and you graduated, right, last year in that?
Yep, that is correct.
Now, tell me what your GPA was there.
It was a 4.0.
Woo! 4.0, man. Okay. You're an amazing student. Is an A- possible for you? Like, you won't let it happen, right?
I mean, it could. I try not to chase grades. I try to just do all the assignments and then see what happens.
A natural A.
Kind of, yeah. I don't know. I've had a lot of luck over the years, like good curves and other stuff. It's not like I get 100% in every class. But I only have three classes left now in my master's program, and it's looking good so far. So
that's amazing. What master's program are you doing?
Computer science as well.
Okay. So what do you want to do with that?
I mean, there's so many things you can do. I don't even know. Maybe I'll create an app and run a business with that. Maybe I'll just join like a Google or Apple, or I really have no idea.
That's awesome, man. This offseason you were busy. You got married, right? Tell us about your wife.
Yeah, she's her name's Paige Cuthbertson. She's on the track team. She throws the javelin. She's really awesome. I met her right when I got here, pretty much like within the first month, back in 2017. And yeah, we got married. We have a dog now. It's awesome. Life is great.
What's your dog's name?
Her name is Riley.
Riley. When did you get the dog?
In like October. It was like my second quarantine time. I was like, we got to do something. And she loves dogs. It was like mainly her idea, but I was like, let's do it, because I'm just home all the time. And yeah. That's
awesome. Okay, so she throws javelin. She's got to have a strong arm. Is she stronger than you?
No, I wouldn't go that far. She might. She squats more than me, but like upper body, I got it.
Yeah. So growing up in Finland, I don't know much about Finland. Will you teach me some stuff I need to know about Finland?
Sure. I mean, it's a small, well, I guess kind of big country, but compared to the U.S., it's small. We only have 5.5 million people, so population small for sure. It's similar to Utah, where like summer's warmer, not as hot as here, but warmer, and then winter's colder than here. But
brutally cold up there, right?
Yeah. I mean, I live kind of in the southern part, so we had sunlight during the day. You know, it wasn't just all black. But like
Northern Lights?
No, too south, too far south for that.
But northern Finland, you could find it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But the summer's great. It makes up for it when it's not raining.
Gotcha.
Because it's always light and decently warm, and it's great.
Did you get to go home during the quarantine? Or during the summer and all that?
No, we tried. We were gonna go after our wedding, but then that didn't work out. Then we were gonna go over Christmas, also didn't work out. So I haven't been since 2019 now. So it's been a year and a half since I went home.
Is that hard?
Yeah, but you know, the technology is great these days, so you can just talk to anyone whenever, really. If you just take into account the time difference and, you know, find the time to talk.
What is the time difference?
9 hours.
9 hours. Yeah. So when can't you call? You're like at night. It's 5 a.m. When it's
yeah. So like when it's the afternoon here, they're all sleeping. So in the morning, usually weekends is when I call them.
Gotcha. Your dad will occasionally DM me on Facebook to remind our production to spell your name correctly. Because sometimes we miss it.
He would do that?
Yeah. Listen, I think he's in the right to be able to say that. Now, how often does your name get misspelled here? Just constantly? Jauhiainen with a J.
Yeah. Yep. Great pronunciation there.
Oh, thank you. Give me a sense of what it's like in the middle of a play, or right after, when you've got a Puerto Rican, a Hawaiian, a Finn, a Brazilian, an Italian, and then little Mitchell Worthington over there.
It's great. It's definitely great. Like having the different cultures. It's awesome. Mitch is funny. It's good. It's good.
Are there other languages that come out ever?
Yes, definitely. Mostly when like things maybe go south a little bit, but you know, it's good. It's fun here. I don't think I speak a lot of Finnish. One time, I think in the fall actually. So like kind of recently. I was on the phone in the locker room with one of my friends in Finland, and he was in Switzerland. But anyway, Davide comes up to me like, "Is that what Finnish sounds like?" Like we've been teammates for 3 years now, and he's like, "I've never heard you speak Finnish before." So, yeah, I stick to English mostly around the guys.
Okay, give me, I need something to say when you get a kill in Finnish, or a big block or something.
Okay. Big block.
Remember, very simple here. Finnish is one of the hardest languages in the world, right?
Right. Okay, it's a long word, but it's not that hard. It's just one word. Block is torjunta.
Say that really slow.
Torjunta.
Torjunta?
Yep.
Oh.
And big is iso.
Iso.
That's easy. So iso, torjunta.
Torjunta.
Yep.
Okay, I think I can manage as well. I'm going to have to listen to this a million times.
You got it.
So torjunta and iso? We got
Iso.
to use those in the matches now.
Iso Torjunta. I like it.
Miki Jauhiainen, he's been a steady piece of this thing for 5 years. He's not crazy flashy. He'll give you a solo block every now and then, but you say it a lot, and he acknowledged that. Like, he touches a ton on the block. He's just good at reading what the other team's going to do.
I think part of that is, you mentioned he's an amazing student athlete. It's not just a sport. Like, he's so involved and so engaged, and I think he reads the place so well. That's why he's able to move and touch so many balls. That there's a lot of middles that don't move like he does. So he's a big dude. Like, when you watch him on TV, he looks like a normal guy because they're all giants out there. Standing next to him, he is intimidating. He's like a big, scary dude.
Yeah, his English is fantastic. His demeanor is great. He, like I said, he looks mean, but he's not. He's very nice.
Cool guy ever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Steve says a lot of wow during matches, so naturally it's time for...
This is Steve's Moments of the Week.
Indeed it is. What do you have for us, Steve?
Yeah, there was a couple. First of all, that first set last night, the 25-6 against Pepperdine, that was an absolute wow moment. That and the fact that they've got an outside hitter who was a libero, who's 5'10". He's lists 5'11", but I think he's 5'10".
Spencer
Wickens, and hitting like 500 on the year. Well, he was as of going into last night.
312 last night,
which is still really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So to have a 5'10" outside hitter in this league, that's nuts. That's a definite wow moment. And the third wow moment was Gabby again showing us that he's not done with his ability to perform. Hit 800 last Saturday and hit 833 last night. Again, 0 errors. Just an amazing performance by a very, very classy and amazing athlete on the oppo position.
We're watching one of the all-time greats at BYU in person.
For real.
And hopefully we get him next year as well. I wouldn't be shocked if he bounced
yeah.
to pursue a professional career. But let's enjoy it while it lasts this year in 2021.
Word.
That was Steve's Moments of the Week.
Okay, as we go to break, here's today's trivia question. Gabi Garcia-Fernandez is on the hunt to become BYU's all-time leader in aces. He's currently second with 140. Who is the all-time leader? We'll tell you after the break. Before the break, we asked today's trivia question, who's the all-time leader in aces at BYU? The answer is Taylor Sander with 182. Gabi Garcia-Fernandez now 43 away from passing him. With a shortened season, we'll see if he does. Each week, we chat with Shawn Olmstead, the head coach of the Cougars, about all things Cougar volleyball. So let's bring in the two-time national champ. Shawn, congrats on the win last night.
Thank you, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.
That first set was weird, man. 25-6. I don't know what you expected out of the first set, but I imagine it wasn't that. That was wild.
No, no, definitely not. I think it was just a few people have asked me, man, whoa, this and that, and it was just one of those things where our guys were firing on all cylinders, and Pepp was just they were there. They were trying to get their footing under them, and things. They of course made a few too many errors, and I think missed 5 of their 7 serves, so really didn't even give themselves too many opportunities. And I've been a part of, we beat Utah once in 25-7, and then but 25-6, yeah. And I just kept it. Tried to just tell the guys, hey, just keep it going, knowing that that's just. That we're going to put that to the side, enjoy it, and look back and go, wow, that was crazy. But knowing that I knew full well that it was going to be different going forward, those other sets.
Yeah, and the funny thing about volleyball is, especially the rally scoring era, when things are going right, the confidence just goes higher. You guys are serving, everyone's serving bombs. And everything just seemed to be, even the trickle off the tape was a kill, or it was another point for you guys. And nothing was going right for those guys. And It seemed like as it went, their confidence just went lower and lower. Yours went higher and higher. And 25-6 that's rare, super rare. I don't know what the record would be, but it's pretty close to it.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what it is either. But then, Shawn, you play 2 deuce sets, one of which goes into extras, and they have a set point.
Yeah.
So that's the unique scoring of volleyball. You don't do the aggregate like all the others. It's just this part and then this part and then this part, and they were able to bounce back, and you guys had to take care of business.
Yeah, right now my phone, I apologize. My phone's dinging, and it's Hector LeBron just sent me a picture, and it says 25-6 ? And then he writes the next message. He says, "The heck? Like what the heck?"
Dude, that's
so
awesome.
Literally right now, I'm trying to figure out. Gosh, I got to turn off my notifications. But
hey, anytime the 99 Anno 1 setter national champ texts you, that's during the show. That's
where
fine.
are they now? We just found out where they are now. Yeah, that's awesome.
No, it's, I kid you not. It's, I'm like trying to follow your conversation, and Hector's on the other end texting me like, "What the heck is going on?"
That's super fun.
No, but I told the guys, I said, "Look, guys, I know David, like, you know, in reality, they didn't get too rattled. 25-6. I told the guys, hey, they're gonna be okay. They're just gonna put that aside. They're on to the next one." And sure enough, they were right there. And that's what we expected out of them. It's a scrappy team, just a great, they have a really nice synergy as a group, and they played that way. And then, we go into 2 deuce sets and, fortunately get the win, but it wasn't easy after that. It definitely, that was something we'll look back on and go, wow, that was cool. And like I said, similar to that 25-7 beatdown of Utah one year when, their coach just told their assistant wanted to challenge something, and the coach, it was so clear. It was like 22-5, and she just said, "Sit down, dude. Let's just get through this."
Wow. That's too funny.
We saw something I had never seen, which was 2 timeouts before, point 3 or something in a set.
Yeah.
It was just weird.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Gabi Garcia-Fernandez. The way he's playing the last 2 matches is unbelievable. I don't know that we've seen back-to-back matches at this level where it's not the volume of kills per se because there's sweeps, but he has not had an error in the last 2 matches, and he's hit over 800. I mean, Shawn, this is otherworldly right now.
Yeah, there's a couple funny things there. I woke up this morning to another text from Rich Lamborn, and he's like, "Yo, what the freak is Gabi eating?" And I think I wrote back to him. I said, "High-grade BYU Creamery milk is all I know."
Nice.
But yeah, he just said, "Man, Shawn, has that ever happened? Just no errors." Gabi's mom and dad were here, and it's funny, after I didn't talk to them. They were here for the Saturday last weekend, and I found them on the track after Saturday, and they were actually heading to go right to the airport because of the weather back east, so they had to change their flights. And she gave him a hug and said hello, and then she said, I reamed Gabi after Thursday night. I got after him, and we're kind of laughing about it, and I smacked him around this and that, and I said, awesome. Oh, hey, okay. And sure enough, maybe we got to figure out a way to get mom and dad here a little more,
right.
And now you match up for a second time with Pepperdine. Is this a situation where you don't feel like when you sweep like that, do you feel like you have to make major adjustments, or is it just minor little things going into night 2 typically?
Here's the interesting thing about Pepperdine, and I think part of the show that I think is cool and could be even better is, me just kind of opening, maybe some behind the scenes things that you really don't hear about. But one thing I know about that staff is that staff has spent all night and will spend all day today trying to figure out a way to come back like a chess match, so to answer your question, yeah, in reality, you feel like, hey, we did the right things. I felt like we even did the right things defensively. So there was nothing that we weren't ready for. I felt like we were in the right spots. We followed our scouting report really, really well. So the reason I give you that background is because the only thing that I'm now kind of worrying about and overthinking is, okay, what are they going to do? Trying to figure out what they're going to do, if that makes sense,
Right. Like coming out of the halftime, right? Just the team's going to adjust. What are they going to do?
That.
Right.
Yeah, I just know that about Pepp, and Marv was always that way, and Marv, that's exactly how he approached every single match, and he was so good at doing that. I think one of the best scouts in the world. That's why he's been on the Olympic staff for so many years and going again. And so David's learned from the best. And so I'm certain they're going to do that. And now it's okay. How much do we adjust? How much do I put into those thoughts and trying to figure out what they're going to do? So it'll be interesting how this match unfolds right from the start.
Okay, 9 Eastern time on BYUtv. Number 1, BYU. Number 7, Pepperdine. We'll see if Noah Dyer plays, who was in COVID protocol. Perhaps that can make a difference for them. Shawn, we always appreciate the time, man. Thanks. And let us know if anyone else texts you.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
If Marv texts you, I definitely want to hear about that. I want to see if he has anything to say.
All right.
Thanks,
guys.
Shawn.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
it's time for our 80s or 90s TV show or movie of the week. What's up, Steve?
So I've been working up in Logan's, and I've been staying in a hotel most of the week, and I found Weird Science was on TV one night, and my gosh, that is one of my all-time favorites from the 80s. That was Anthony Michael Hall's last super amazing comedy performance in the 80s. Another John Hughes film. But, so good. There's so many quotable lines in that movie, and I just was having a ball just by myself watching and laughing out loud.
1985, we got little baby Robert Downey Jr., some Bill Paxton, there's some.
My gosh.
It's Weird Science. It's in the name.
Yeah,
of course.
Iron Man was the high school bully in that movie with his horrible teeth before he had the money to get them fixed. But it's such a great show. Bill Paxton, man, I miss that guy. He was only 57 when he passed away, but so good as the older brother, the mean older brother.
Okay, that'll do it for us. We'll be back every Saturday throughout the season. Saturdays, 2:30 Eastern here on BYU Radio and on demand on the BYU Radio app and where podcasts are found. For Miki Jauhiainen and Coach Olmstead, producer Cole Wissinger and Steve Vail, I'm Jarom Jordan. This has been Over the Top.